It's always happening. Games never let me take the damn screenshot of the wallpaper that I will want to use for my thumbnail after. God damn it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. My name is the Jisei, and today we are playing Jisei, the first case HD. It's an HD remaster of a classic mystery visual novel PC game. Obviously, since it's now on console, it's finally a real game, right? Previously it was only on PC. It was stuck on PC. I mean, who knows if it was good before? Probably someone was doing their taxes and somehow found the game, was very confused. What is this? Why is there a game on my tax machine? They played it, they liked it, they brought it over to a real platform. So, this is published by Like Games. I got the code for it from the publisher. But hey, it's a visual novel. We both know, or we all know, that it was already on my wish list. So, let's see. Not just a visual novel, a murder mystery visual novel. What's not to like, right? Skip, is this on? Oh no, that was off. Okay. Portuguese. Oh. No thanks, but cool to know that it's there. The main character. Alright. Let's start this, right? As usual, I have gotten myself a big, beautiful guide so I can look things up and not fuck it up. So, let's go. If only I found it. Ah, here it is. Let's go. Whoever said that your life flashes before your eyes when you die should be shot. Then maybe he'd see what it's really like. When you die, there are only two things. First, the sudden and terrifying realization that you are dying. Oh, I can take a screenshot. Did I take a screenshot of the main menu? Damn it. I did. Ah, smart. The second thing is the final wish. As a person dies, there's always one last thing they wish they could do before they pass on. Sometimes it's as simple as wanting to say goodbye to a loved one, but usually it's a wish full of pain and regret. It's a wish for a life lived better, an angry word taken back, or a promise kept. A wish that will never be granted. Yeah, death sucks. Every single time. But I've experienced so many, I'm kinda numb to the whole thing by now. That's not to say I'm comfortable with it, I'm just used to it. After all, experiencing death is the story of my life. Is this an opening animation? Awesome.
Still
Not a fan of the song though. I think it's the voice. Music itself is cool. Where am I? I blink, slowly trying to get my bearings. This place doesn't look familiar. Then again, it's been 3 years since anything has looked familiar to me. I yawn as my mind slowly clears. The room I'm in is filled with the scent of freshly ground coffee. I hear something. A machine... steam? Right, I'm in a coffee shop in some city called Edgewater. It's my second day in the city. Edge Knot City. Judging from the empty cup on the table in front of me, I stopped here for a coffee because I was getting sleepy. And then I fell asleep. Typical. Hashtag relatable. I guess even a triple shot mocha latte isn't enough to keep me up these days. I wonder if I should get another one. Why not? I head over to the counter. No one else is in line since it's still afternoon. The girl at the counter grins as soon as she sees me.
Did you have a nice nap?
They speak English? I knew this. It actually said so in the description of the game, but I wasn't ready. Oh boy. You saw me?
Don't worry, you weren't snoring or anything, but I'd wipe that drool off your face if I were you.
What?
I'm kidding. You're fine.
Speak a little more, lady. I'm trying to, equalize the audio. She laughs and winks at me.
So, what can I get for ya? Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you want to hurl.
I think it's cool. Why am I feeling this now? There shouldn't be any reason.
Hey, if you're not feeling well, the bathrooms are down that hallway.
Yeah, thanks. I grab the counter for support and stumble off in the direction she's pointing. My head is hurting even more now. If I'm feeling this sick, it can only mean one thing. Someone has died. As I walk down the hallway, I see the door to the women's bathroom is wide open. You're kidding. I wish this were a joke, but the incessant throbbing in my head tells me otherwise. Lying on the floor, on the tile floor of the women's bathroom, is the corpse of a woman. I enter the restroom, gagging at the smell of the restroom's flowery perfume and disinfectant. Dead. The knife sticking out of her chest doesn't make me terribly optimistic about what I'm about to do next. I hope she died quickly, otherwise this is going to wind up being very unpleasant. I glance around quickly to make sure no one is looking before I reach forward and touch her arm. I brace myself for the sudden pain in my chest, but it never comes. I can't breathe. I try to open my mouth, but it refuses to open. Something's on my face. I want to tear it away, but someone is holding me down. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I only wish that... As I open my eyes, I instinctively gasp for air. I know I wasn't actually suffocating, but it's still a reflex. My brain always remembers the pain of every death I experience, even though none of them are mine. I'm suddenly aware of someone staring at me from the hallway.
What did you do?
A woman is standing behind me, staring in horror at the dead body lying on the restroom floor. I didn't. Wait! I sigh and hang my head. This isn't going to end well. Then again, it never does.
Hey, kid, move away from the body.
A man strides briskly down the hallway towards me. His voice and demeanor are sharp, fluid, and commanding. Even without the uniform, it's obvious he's some sort of man of the law. Considering what he's wearing, I'd guess police officer. Sorry, officer, I promise I didn't move anything. He looks surprised.
Officer?
Oh, you're not? Sorry, my dad was a police officer and you kinda look like him. I mean, you carry yourself the same way.
Your dad was an officer? Which precinct?
He sounds skeptical. I guess I can't blame him. I don't remember. It was a while back, when he still lived in Los Angeles. He raises a knowing eyebrow as if he just caught me in a lie, but he doesn't comment on it.
I see. Well, why don't you come with me?
Sure. I follow the officer back into the main area of the shop. The woman who first saw me is standing by one of the tables looking shaken. The only other people in the shop are the girl who works here and the guy who looks like he's in college. That's a guy? Really?
Excuse me, everyone. I'd like your attention for a moment. I'm Detective Mikolai Gursky.
The detective pauses for a moment. It looks like he's trying to choose his words carefully.
Unfortunately, a dead body has just been discovered on this premises.
What? But how? I mean, who?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the situation yet. Because of this, I'm going to have to ask you all to stay here until the police come.
Until they come? You mean the police aren't here yet? What about you?
I'm technically not on duty right now, I just happen to be here.
I see.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with each of you separately for just a little bit. It'll help move the investigation along if I can start collecting information now. Is that okay?
Sure, anything to help.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yes, it's fine.
What about you, kid?
It's fine with me.
Right, then we'll start with you. Come with me, please.
Detective Gursky motions for me to follow him into the hallway away from the rest of the coffee shop. As we walk down the hallway, I can't help but stare at the body in the bathroom. Detective Gursky glances at me and gently kicks the door of the bathroom. It swings in and bounces gently off the wall, closing with a soft thud.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
You just saw a dead body and you're fine?
He frowns at me.
Never mind. Let's just start with your name.
I'd rather not say.
Why not?
That's not suspicious. 'Cause I'd rather not.
An officer of the law is asking you a question.
And I plead the fifth.
The Fifth Amendment is only applicable to testifying under oath in a court of law or other tribunal.
And I invoke my Miranda rights. Detective Gursky stares at me impassively. It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but I doubt he's pleased.
Fine, no name then. Why don't you tell me what happened today?
You mean about when I found the body?
Anything you think is pertinent.
Well, I came in here around noon today, I ordered the coffee, drank it, then fell asleep.
You fell asleep after you drank a triple shot mocha latte?
How does he know I drank a triple shot mocha latte? How do you know what I drank? Ha! Detective Gursky nods at the empty cup on the table where I was sleeping. Aren't all the cups the same?
Saw you snoozing when I came in. The mocha latte checkbox is checked off on the side of the cup, and the maroon sleeve around the cup is only used for triple shots.
Okay, well. Look at the know-it-all.
I am a detective, you know.
The serious one at that. He's even reading my drinks when he's off duty. Well, I woke up about 10 minutes ago, I guess, maybe less. Gursky glances at the clock on the wall.
So, around 2:40, you'd say?
Guess so. I was just about to get another drink when I suddenly started to feel sick.
Ah, yes, I did see you looking a little ill when you were at the counter.
The girl at the counter told me I should go to the bathroom, and when I went, I saw the body lying there.
What were you doing in the women's bathroom?
The door was already open. I saw her from the hallway.
Did you touch her?
Even if I say no, they'll probably find my prints on her anyway. Yes.
And why were you touching her?
Wanted to see if she was okay. I didn't know she was dead at the time. The detective nods understandingly, but I doubt he believes in me. Any idiot could have seen the knife in that woman's chest from at least 10 feet away.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Alright, let's look at the guide. Not really.
Then please wait in the main area.
Sure. Detective Gursky follows me and turns to the rest of the people in the coffee shop.
Would anyone like to go next?
I'll go.
The woman raises her hand timidly and Detective Gursky nods at her.
Then follow me.
I sink down into one of the chairs and close my eyes. This doesn't make any sense. The woman in the restroom has a knife in her chest, no doubt. But in my vision, she was being suffocated. Then again, my vision did cut off before it finished. That woman interrupted me. I wish I could read the body again, but I'm sure to get caught if I even try to get close to the body. Somehow it doesn't really seem worth the risk. I guess I'll just have to approach this from a different angle. Talk. That's different. Girl on the left. The girl who works at the shop is sitting a few tables away from me, staring at the ground. She looks up and notices that I'm looking in her direction.
Surreal, isn't it?
Huh?
Knowing you're in the same building as a dead body, I mean.
She smiles apologetically at me.
By the way, my name's Chance.
Chance? That sounds like such a fake name. You have a rather unusual name.
I get that a lot. The truth is, I changed my name. My parents named me Bertha.
Good change. Not the best change possible, but good change.
That's not exactly a good name for a famous singer.
You're a famous singer?
Not yet, but I want to be. I know it's a crazy dream, but I'm willing to take the chance. That's why I chose that name. Get it? Chance? I'm pretty cheesy, huh?
You are. You're cute though, so I'll let it slide. Maybe not cheesy, but I think the name Bertha actually means famous. So, really, you had a good name in the first place.
Really? I didn't know that. You're pretty smart.
Not particularly. I just like to pay attention to names and what they mean.
That's cool. I know someone just like you.
I seriously doubt that. Do you know anything about the woman who died?
Nothing comes to mind. I saw her go to the bathroom earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Still, I think I would have recognized her if she was someone I knew.
Do you remember what time you saw her?
Maybe around 2 o'clock? I'm not sure.
What makes you think it was 2 o'clock?
Well, my shift starts around then, and she came in a little bit after I did. She looked like a secretary, so I thought it was weird that she'd come during working hours.
I see. Do you think the killer is still around?
I sure hope not.
Chance shivers.
I don't know why he'd stick around anyway. Doesn't a murderer usually run after he kills someone?
Good point.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Detective Gursky approaches us. The woman he was speaking with trails closely behind him. As soon as she sees me, she quickly looks away.
Nope, not interrupting anything.
Then do you mind coming with me?
Not at all.
Chance waves at me before hurrying off after Detective Gursky. About earlier.
Don't touch me.
The woman glares at me, her eyes laced with disgust.
I saw what you did.
I didn't do anything. I found her like that. The woman frowns at me.
Just don't speak to me.
She sits down and folds her arms, glaring at me from across the room. I guess I should leave her alone. Across the room, the college boy is typing away on his laptop. He pauses to glance at a pile of notes on the table next to him. He's still doing homework at a time like this? He looks up and we briefly make eye contact.
Is something wrong?
Not really, you just look really calm, all things considered. He glances to the side nervously.
Actually, I'm pretty freaked out. But it hasn't really set in, you know? Part of me is hoping this is all just a hidden camera show or something.
It would be a lot nicer if that were the case.
I'm sorry. You're the one who found the body, right?
Yeah. He's silent for a moment.
Is it scary? Seeing a dead body, I mean.
I guess most people would be pretty terrified to see a dead body, especially one that's obviously been murdered. Yeah.
You look pretty calm too, you know?
I guess I do.
My name's Kizaki. What about you?
I'd rather not. Kisaki blinks and stares off into the distance for a moment. It looks like he's spacing out. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine.
He laughs nervously before smiling warmly at me.
It's okay if you don't want to say your name.
What should I ask? What are you doing here anyway?
Studying.
He nods at the pile of papers scattered across the
I
table.
have an exam soon and I come here a lot since it's a quiet place with no distractions.
He sighs.
So much for that.
Yeah. What's the exam on?
Huh?
I glance at the papers scattered across the table. They're covered in notes written in Japanese. Japanese?
Yeah, Japanese.
Doesn't sound terribly confident. Do you think the killer is still here? Kisaki suddenly turns pale.
Killer? I thought she died from a heart attack or something. Oh no, this is even worse.
It looks like he's about to start crying. Whoa.
What if the murderer is still here? What if we're all going to be picked off one by one until there's no one left?
I don't know, man. I somehow don't think that's what's going to happen. This guy is louder than other people, isn't he? I really don't think that's the case. Besides, it's not as if we're trapped on a remote island or anything. I point at Kizaki's laptop. You're even connected to the internet.
Oh yeah.
He suddenly looks a lot more relieved.
I guess I overreacted.
No kidding.
But it's still really creepy to think that someone was killed here. I hope that detective figures it out soon.
Can you remember anything about the woman who died?
I'm afraid I was pretty caught up in my work. I didn't really notice much about anyone else.
Nothing at all.
Well, I think she may have been looking for someone. When she came in, she looked around a bit like she was expecting to see someone. I remember wondering if she was looking for you, and you just didn't notice her because you were asleep.
Wow, is there anyone in this coffee who didn't watch me sleep?
Your turn, kid.
Kisaki looks surprised.
Oh, right.
He quickly shuffles a few of his notes around into a neat pile before he stands up. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the woman from earlier still glaring at me. Hey.
I thought I told you not to speak to me.
Listen, I don't know what you thought you saw, but that woman was already dead when I found her.
Don't take me for a fool.
Save. Alright. You are a fool! Making a snap judgment like that without any proof at all is ridiculous.
Making snap judgments is my job, kid. In the real world, not everyone has the luxury of pandering around waiting for things to happen. Unlike you, I don't have mommy and daddy to cover my back if I don't make my own decisions.
What do you know about the real world?
More than you do, kid.
You really think that? Well, congratulations. You've won the prize for world's biggest moron. I raise my hand to strike her, and she freezes. What? He's striking a woman? Before I can bring my hand down, someone grabs it.
That's enough. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, detective! This boy was threatening me!
From what I understand, you provoked him.
Oh, he's the one who approached me.
Detective Gursky sighs.
Miss Bergstrom, that's still no excuse.
He turns to me.
As for you, do you have any idea of the situation you're in right now?
He pulls me to the side before I can say anything.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry, she just...
You're already on thin ice, kid, and that temper isn't doing much to help your case.
What?
You do realize that she's convinced you're the murderer, right? Acting like that only makes you look more suspicious.
Yeah, well...
And I have to be honest, a lot of the evidence points towards you already. You were the first at the scene, and you even admitted to touching the body. There's not much that votes for your innocence.
Well, the evidence you have is only circumstantial.
I can hold you for 48 hours before charging you with a crime. That's enough time to find more evidence.
Sometimes I hate that law. I know, but I didn't do it.
If you really want me to believe you, you're going to have to be a lot more cooperative. Obviously, you're interested in clearing your name, whatever it may be. It works better if you work with me, not against me.
Huh? You want my help? He frowns.
Not particularly, but I don't have many options right now. I could tell you to sit this out and let the professionals handle this, but then you just go behind my back. I'd rather have you where I can keep an eye on you. So I'll let you talk around, but you have to tell me everything you learn. And for the record, this isn't a free pass to conduct your own investigation. I'm only saying you can talk with the others.
I think it might be time for me to load.
Got it?
Yeah. So I just wanted the trophy there, I guess? You just thought about it, you wouldn't think that. If I had actually... Huh? If I actually had killed that woman, don't you think I'd have tried to stop you, or at least run away? Instead, I waited around and even spoke with that detective. She doesn't respond. Really? You're going to discount me just like that?
Fine, I'll bite. What's your side of the story?
I already told you I found her like that.
That's nice. Now don't talk to me.
You don't believe me.
Sure don't. If you can actually show me proof, then maybe I'll listen to you.
Interrogating him yourself, Miss Bergstrom?
Detective Gursky approaches us with a hint of a smile on his lips. It's hard to tell if he's actually amused or just hiding his annoyance.
He wanted to talk to me.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with him.
Sure, do as you please.
She shrugs and walks away. I follow Detective Gursky off to the side.
Are you sure talking with your main accuser was really a good idea?
What?
You do realize that she's convinced you're the murderer, right? Acting like that only...
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, you were the first... If you really... Obviously, it works better... Not particularly, but I don't have many options right now.
I can skip, okay. Got it? Got it. It looks like I have a little bit of slack for now. But even if he says that, it's not like he's given me any useful information to go off of. Talk? To Chance? Chance notices me looking at her. She giggles and waves at me.
How's it going?
He's cute. You got changed.
Yeah, I called my manager and he said I should close for the day, so there's really no point in wearing my uniform anymore. But never mind that. How did it go?
I don't remember her uniform anymore. How did what go?
Talking with that detective, of course. Did he say anything?
He just wanted me to tell him if I learned anything from talking with you.
What did you tell him?
Nothing really. It's not like you said you were the killer or anything.
Yeah.
So, what should I ask her? Did you notice anything suspicious about Kizaki?
Who?
That college kid.
Oh, is that his name? I've never seen him before.
Uh-huh. He says he comes here all the time to study. Really, he said he comes here all the time.
He does? I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him before. Maybe he usually comes at some other time?
Yeah, baby.
But I don't recall him doing anything weird. He came in, set up, and spent all his time working on homework.
Did you notice anything suspicious about Miss Bergstrom?
You mean that woman who looks like she's mad at you?
Yeah, her.
Well, she definitely looked like she was in a hurry. Then again, she always does.
She comes here often?
All the time. And she always looks like she's in a hurry. I guess she's a busy woman.
Do you know what Miss Bergstrom does for a living?
I'm pretty sure she works for Biodev Imaging. It's just on the street, so a lot of people who work there like to come by here. I'm afraid I don't know exactly what she does, though.
Okay. I guess that's all I want to talk about for now.
Talk to you later, then.
Alright. So now we talk to Miss Bergstrom. Miss Bergstrom is still across the room from me, brooding. Oh boy, this isn't going to be easy. She wasn't willing to give me the benefit of the doubt earlier at all. I approach her carefully, holding my hands out in an attempt to show that I mean her no harm. Hey,
What do you want?
I just want to talk, try to figure out what happened. She doesn't look convinced. Look, there are other people here. Nothing is going to happen to you. I just want to ask a few questions.
Why are you even doing this?
I want to find the killer. After a moment of silence, she lets out a long sigh.
I guess it's okay then. What do you want to know?
What should I ask her? Did you notice anything suspicious about Chance?
That barista? She's a sweet girl, if not a little unrealistic. She'll talk about her dream of being a singer to anyone who will listen.
Yep.
She often gets livid when anyone says anything that doesn't coincide with her dream, but she's very cheerful otherwise.
Livid?
She once tossed hot coffee at a customer for insulting her voice. He only got a few burns on his arm, but I'm pretty sure she was aiming for his face.
And she didn't get fired for that?
The whole thing was settled out of court, and the owner of this place is her father, so naturally she got to keep her job. Honestly, kids these days just get everything handed to them on a silver platter. It's wholly frustrating.
Do you notice anything suspicious about Kizaki?
I assume you mean that boy over there? He hasn't done anything that seems out of the ordinary. I can't really say one way or another, though.
Okay. That's all I need for
I
now.
see.
Okay, so now we talk to Kizake. Look over at Kizake. He's still typing away at his computer. I guess even being at the scene of a murder isn't an excuse to turn in homework late.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
It looked like Detective Gursky was lecturing you about something. He's a pretty imposing guy.
Is he? Seems to me he's just doing his job.
I guess I'm just worried he's gonna arrest me or something.
Relax. He won't just randomly arrest you, you know? Though I don't know if the same goes for me.
What?
He looks confused. Nothing. Detective Gursky's threat to keep me in custody for 48 hours is still looming over my head. I'm really on a short leash. Did you notice anything suspicious about Chance?
The girl who works here? She wouldn't do anything.
Are you sure?
Of course, she works here after all.
That didn't answer my question.
Well, if you're wondering if I saw her do anything weird, I didn't. She was cleaning the espresso machines for a while. She didn't look too happy about that. Then she went into the back kitchen, so I didn't see her anymore.
If she were in the kitchen, she could have gone to the bathroom without you seeing her, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You notice anything suspicious about Miss Bergstrom?
I'm afraid I didn't see her come in. I was busy working at the time. I didn't notice anything until I heard her scream.
Okay. That's all for now. I can examine. Here is small but comfortable with nice lighting and a clean atmosphere. I just wanted to do it. Move to the hallway. As I head towards the hallway, I can hear Detective Gursky speaking on the phone with someone.
According to her ID badge, her name is Sarah Blackmore. She works for a nearby company called BioDev Imaging.
BioDev Imaging? Isn't that where Miss Bergstrom works? I wonder if they knew each other. I peer around the corner to get a better look. It doesn't look very pleased.
I really can't be sure. When will the crime scene investigators get down here? I see. Well, get here as soon as possible, then.
He hangs up before letting out a frustrated sigh. As he does, he sees me looking at him.
Whoa! How long have you been there? How much of that conversation did you hear?
The part about Sarah and BioDev Imaging?
So, pretty much everything, then.
I guess so.
And do you have anything useful to tell me?
Chance says she saw Sarah come in around 2.
Interesting. So, Sarah must have been killed sometime between 2 o'clock and 2:40. The first thing to do is see if anyone has an alibi for that time period, then.
Are there no cameras? Security cameras? Miss Bergstrom works for BioDev Imaging. She has told me that a lot of people who work there like to come here to eat.
Do you know what Miss Bergstrom does at BioDev Imaging?
No?
It probably wouldn't hurt to ask her.
Okay. Kisaki says he comes here all the time, but Chance claims she's never seen him.
Do you think he's lying?
I don't know. He seems honest enough, but he could very well be pretending.
Why don't you test him then? If he really comes here often, he'll be able to answer questions about this place without any problems.
I guess so. Chance has some pre-explosive anger issues. She tried to burn a guy with hot coffee once because he insulted her voice.
Really? I'd hate to be that guy. Still, one act of violence doesn't make her a murderer. It might be worth looking into it, though, if you can find a way to be tactful about it.
Alright, that's it. don't have any more I can tell you.
Alright.
Move to the men's restroom. Examine. It looks like the women's restroom, well, except for the dead body. Actually, it looks like there's an emergency exit in here, too. It's the kind that only opens from the inside. I bet the killer could have slipped out through here without being seen by anyone in the coffee shop. Okay. Move. Hallway. Talk. Did you know that there's an emergency exit in the men's room?
Yeah, I noticed that. There isn't an alarm on the door either, so it's possible that the murderer escaped through there without being detected.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If the murderer did go through there, he or she was probably the last person who passed through. It's possible that there was some evidence left behind in there.
Okay.
I see.
Move. Men's restroom? Examine room. Look under the counter and dig around through the trash. There's a lot of duct tape in here. Looks like there's a bit of red paint stuck to one of the pieces. At least I think that's red paint. There's also a brown smudge on it. I better not touch any of this. If I leave my fingerprints on it, I'm sunk. Move back to the hallway. Talk. And a lot of duct tape in the garbage can in the man's room.
Duct tape?
Yeah, a whole bunch of it, like someone used it and dumped it there.
Perhaps the killer used it to restrain Sarah. Keep digging.
Move to the main area. I wanted to try moving to the ladies' restroom. I don't think I'm allowed there with dead body. Okay. I head back to the main area to investigate some more, but as I do, I hear a strange voice echoing through the hallway.
Hey, detective, you should really watch your step.
Alright, getting a call. I'll be right back. Well, sorry about that. I had to go receive a delivery. But I'm back. Well, hopefully that's it. So, we just heard a voice, right?
Hey, detective, you should really watch your step.
What? Who are you? I spin around looking for the source of the voice, but I don't see anyone talking or even looking in my direction.
I'm here to help, but before you ask, I can't hear you, so don't bother trying to say anything.
The voice seems to be coming from inside my head? Yeah, but if you can't hear me, that makes communication rather difficult now, doesn't it?
Of course, since I can't hear you, that makes communication rather difficult.
I just... never mind. Oh,
I know you're different from other people. You can see things that others can't. That means we're alike.
alike. Yeah, right? I don't go around randomly speaking inside of other people's
There's
heads.
a lot more going on here than just a simple murder. Watch your step and trust no one. I'll tell you more as soon as I know it.
I wait for a few seconds, but the voice is gone. No one else seems to have heard it, so I guess it really was all in my head. So I'm hearing voices in my head, and I am believed to be the murderer. Spoiler, I am. I killed her. This is getting even more troublesome by the minute. First I'm accused of murder, and now some random person is dropping thoughts in my head. Or hey, maybe I'm just going crazy. I should probably be a lot more surprised or freaked out by this turn of events, but the only thing that surprises me right now is how unsurprised I am. I shuffle tiredly into the main area of the coffee shop and sit down, burying my head in my hands.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really? You've been looking terrible all day. Oh, let me get you something to drink.
Chess hurries around the corner and begins mixing a drink for me. I lean back and take in the smell of the coffee. It's really
Here you
relaxing.
go.
She hands me a hot cup brimming full with a hot latte. I take a sip of it and my body suddenly feels alive again. The smell, the steam. I seriously doubt I'd ever be able to function without this stuff. I take another sip and then another, enjoying the flavor and the heat. I feel like I can finally think. Yes, I'm addicted. That was good, and you made it so quickly.
Of course I did. Sometimes things get really busy in here. That counter is designed with everything we need to mix drinks quickly. Of course, if we want to do other things like make sandwiches, that's all in the back kitchen.
Chance looks pretty happy right now. Maybe this is a good time to ask her about that one guy who insulted her. Okay. It's a save before doing it situation. So did you really throw hot coffee at a guy for insulting your singing voice?
Oh yeah, that was a particularly bad day. That jerk was just flaunting his new girlfriend in my face.
Girlfriend? New girlfriend?
My ex-boyfriend broke up with me here at work by bringing his new girlfriend here and telling me we were over. He said he didn't want to be with someone who had such unrealistic dreams. Either way, that was a long time ago, and unlike the rumors, it has nothing to do with him insulting my singing voice.
Well, sorry about that.
It's fine. It all worked out in the end. Anyway, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
No. I trust you. You don't like your job here?
Huh? I guess so. Although sometimes it gets pretty tiring. But that's how it is with any job, right?
I guess so, but I heard that you had a lot of trouble with a certain customer here once.
Oh yeah, that was a particularly bad day. That jerk was just...
Okay, I did see that. No, no more skipping. Stop. Okay. Talk with Kizaki? What were you doing between 2 and 2:40?
Studying, mostly.
Mostly?
I was also chatting with a friend online. Sometimes I get distracted.
I think his voice reminds me of Adachi from Persona 4. Do you really come here that often?
Of course I do. Why do you ask?
Just curious about this place. Do you know what kind of sandwiches they sell here?
They rotate them. The two for today are tapenade with avocado and turkey and brie.
I see. And how much does a green tea cost?
A shaken green iced tea or a green tea smoothie?
Either?
The shaken green iced tea is only $2.65, but the green tea smoothie is $3.70.
Thanks. Now, this guy knows the place pretty well, almost uncannily so. I guess he really does come here often. I wonder why Chance doesn't recognize him. Do you know anyone named Sarah Blackmore?
Sarah? No, I don't think I do.
Wow, that's quite possibly the most guilty reaction I've ever seen. This guy would be terrible at poker. Okay, that's all for now.
Alright then.
Talk. Miss Bergstrom? What were you doing between 2 and 2:40?
Around 2, I think I was finishing up some work in the office. Then I headed out for a late lunch. I usually grab a sandwich and an espresso from this place.
Were you with anyone else at the time?
Of course not. Everyone else had already left for lunch.
What did you order when you got here?
Nothing. I went straight to the restroom, and then I saw you.
What do you do for a living?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just curious.
Well, I do a lot of things. Mostly human resources management.
I think everyone in this place should be like, hey, we're not answering your shit until you tell us your name. Human resources, as in...
The usual things. Recruiting new blood, organizing and training employees, writing policies, and the like.
Wow, that's a lot. Why did you just head straight to the bathroom instead of ordering?
I always wash my hands first. It's filthy to do anything else, and I can't exactly afford to be ill.
Do you know anyone named Sarah Blackmore?
I can't say I do. Should I?
You should. That's all I need for now.
I see.
Talk to Chance again? What were you doing between 2 and 2:40?
Working, of course. Afternoons like this are always slow, so it's usually just me and the manager. Although my manager is currently out at the store.
Why did your manager go to the store?
We ran out of soy milk. I forgot to restock yesterday and he kinda got mad at me. I had to come out here and clean all the espresso machines as punishment.
Do you know anyone named Sarah Blackmore?
I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. Even if I did know her, I probably couldn't tell you.
Alright. Guess that's all I wanted to talk about for now.
Okay.
Move. Hallway. Talk. To Detective Gursky. No one here has a full alibi. Chance and Kizaki both saw each other for a while, but Chance was in the back kitchen around the time of the murder. She could have slipped away without being seen, or Kizaki could have gone past the kitchen without her noticing. Miss Bergstrom claims she was working at the time, but there's no way to corroborate her story.
So all of them had an opportunity. But what about a means and a motive? We need to figure out why someone would want Sarah dead in the first place.
Miss Bergstrom was really evasive about her job. When I asked her about it, she didn't seem to want to tell me much about it. She did say she's in human resources, though.
Is that so? I suppose she's pretty high up on the totem pole, then. I think Sarah was just a secretary with low-level clearance, so it's doubtful they'd have met. Still, it's definitely something worth keeping in mind. Ask around and see if anyone knows anything about biodev imaging.
What are you doing? Chance only got violent because the guy was her ex-boyfriend. Turns out she threw out coffee at him because he broke up with her.
That makes a lot more sense than just attacking some random guy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that she has anger issues. Plus, things aren't exactly looking up for her right now.
What do you mean?
I examined the knife in Sarah's chest. It's an industry-grade kitchen knife, and it's part of the set. I'm willing to bet that the rest of the set is in the kitchen here.
You're saying that Chance is the one who killed Sarah?
No, I'm saying that whoever stabbed Sarah had access to the kitchen at some point in time. Why, do you think she did it?
It's possible that she did it. But even though it's possible, I can't really think of a good reason why she'd do it.
If you can find a motive, then we'll be getting somewhere.
No one here recognizes the name Sarah Blackmore.
Well, naturally the killer is going to deny knowing her. But if no one here seems to recognize her, she probably didn't want to be known. I wonder what she was hiding.
I don't really have any more I can tell you.
I see.
Move to the main area.
Hey, Detective.
Great, the voice in my head is back.
Looks like you have the most freedom out of everyone right now. See if you can get a better look at the corpse. You might find something useful.
Easy for you to say. Somehow I doubt Gursky will just let me waltz in
I'll
there.
try to set up a distraction for you.
Great, a distraction. Like what? Blowing stuff up with your mind? Before I can think any more on the subject, a loud crash echoes from the coffee shop.
What happened?
I don't know. It sounds pretty serious, though.
Great. Just what I need.
Wow, thanks, random voice. Guess I owe you for this one. Detective Gursky is currently in the main area because of that crash. If I move fast, I can probably get a quick peek at the crime scene again. Move to the ladies' restroom. Examine room. Definitely don't have enough time to read the death, but I can still check the body for clues. There's a tan line on Sarah's wrist, like she was wearing a watch or a bracelet or something. Maybe it came off when she was struggling against her attacker? Look around the room some more, but I can't find any sign of whatever was on Sarah's wrist. The bathroom looks clean and there are no signs of a struggle at all. Weird. Certainly wouldn't just let someone stab me in the front without putting up some sort of fight. I really shouldn't stay here any longer. Examine room.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
Nothing.
I tried to give you some leeway, but now you're poking around the crime scene in secret? I'm sorry, kid, but if you can't cooperate, then I don't have much of a choice. I'm taking you into custody.
Detective Gursky pulls out a pair of handcuffs from his back pocket and snaps them on my wrists.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Alright. Did I get the trophy for that? I didn't. I was supposed to.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
This was the maid outfit. Weird.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
Why not? Why is it not happening? So, what is it? Let me just try to understand what's happening. Hmm. I don't know. I guess we'll have to try to pop this some other way. Let's just keep going. Move. Hallway. I head back into the hallway. Detective Gursky is still nowhere to be seen. Looks like I made it out safely. Whatever happened was enough of a distraction, I guess. Still, it bothers me that my mysterious benefactor seems to know what I'm up to, but only some of the time. If there were someone in here with me, then all my movements would be readily obvious. But it seems more like someone who's getting regular reports on what I've been doing. Someone inside the coffee shop must be communicating with someone on the outside. I need to figure out who it is. I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for someone who's communicating with the outside world frequently. That's the officer.
Oh, there you are.
And the guy on the PC. And everyone else. Hey.
Something wrong?
No, nothing. I was just trying to stay out of the way in case anything bad happened. What was that loud noise anyway?
It's just an accident.
I see. An accident, huh? I wonder what caused it. Move to the main area. Talk to Miss Bergstrom. What do you know about biodev imaging?
Plenty, seeing as I work there. We're a medical group that creates artificial organs. There's a huge demand for organ implants, but there are very few available donors, and compatibility is always an issue.
I want a coffee, Booba. Hello, Smith. How are you?
We make things like artificial lungs and bionic hearts.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's more than impressive. We're saving lives.
I'm cool. What about you? I'm pretty cool. Just was supposed to get a trophy and didn't, so I'm a little miffed about that. But we'll see. We'll see what's happening. What should I ask her? What was that loud crash earlier?
Just those two kids dropping a pile of dishes all over the floor.
This PlayStation guy is so rude. It is. I mean, it's probably the guide's fault.
Honestly, it gave me such a fright. I thought my heart was about to leap out of my chest. It's a miracle that no one was hurt. I noticed that boy pushed the girl out of the way just in time. He had some quick reflexes.
Okay. That's all I need for now.
I see.
So are you at work? Talk with Kizaki. What do you know about biodev imaging? Working as at home? So, not at work, but working. Well, I'm trying to prove once again that I'm not a murderer. This is happening all the time. What do you know about biodev imaging?
Biodev? That's a biological engineering company, isn't it? They specialize in body parts like artificial hearts and lungs and such. But lately they've expanded their research to trying to grow replacement organs from living cells.
Wow, you sure know a lot.
No, I just happen to know about them because they're a big deal at my school. They funded a good portion of the biomedical engineering program there, so their name is all over the place.
Okay, what was that loud crash earlier?
Oh, that? Well, I didn't have anything to do, so I decided to help Chance clean up the place. She handed me a tray loaded with dishes, and it was a lot heavier than I thought, so I kinda dropped it.
Okay. Can see that. Well, curiously, the trophy that didn't pop was for failing to prove my innocence. That's all for now.
Cool.
I guess I must keep trying to not prove my innocence. Talk to Chance. What do you know about biodev imaging?
I think they have something to do with medical stuff, but I'm not sure.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Oh, that? I just dropped some dishes. I was cleaning up and that guy Kizaki offered to help. When I handed him a tray loaded with dishes, I let go before he had a good grip on it, so it fell. Don't worry, nothing broke.
Really?
Although it's weird, I really thought he had a grip on that tray, but it slipped anyway. It's almost like he did it on purpose. Although he's been acting pretty strange all day. Now that I think about it, I think he was watching that woman when she first came in. As soon as she came in, he kept staring at her. At first, I thought he was just being a teenage guy and staring at women, but looking back on it, it seems like he was observing her.
He was being a creep.
Do you think I should have reported him?
No, it's not a crime to look at another person. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Besides, didn't you say that the murderer has probably run away by now?
That's right. I guess I'm overthinking this. Thanks.
What is it? Stop.
Talk to you later then.
Alright, move. All the way.
Hey, detective. I heard you were asking around about someone named Sarah Blackmore. She's the victim, isn't she? I did some research and it looks like she has an interesting history. In fact, I think I know why she was killed. The rumors among various sources say she's a corporate spy. She steals and sells top secret information. There are a lot of big name companies after her for what she's done. Her last job was at Otten Engineering, a company that specializes in growing organs from living cells.
Organs from living cells. Isn't that what biodev imaging is working on? Uh-oh, I see a pattern.
She resigned recently saying she was pursuing a new direction in her life, but I'm guessing it's only because she obtained whatever information she was looking for. If she was supposed to meet up with someone to hand over information, she should have it with her, probably on a secure USB. It'll likely be disguised as something else that she can always keep on her person, like a keychain. If you can find it, you'll probably have your murderer.
I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for something that looks like a disguised USB drive. Like, that'll be easy. Oh boy. Hey Melty, how's it going? I can't help but feel uneasy about this, though. My mysterious information source is being very generous. Somehow I don't think this person is just doling out information for free. There must be an ulterior motive. Let's talk to him. Shin says that Kizaki was watching Sarah.
Watching her? Like a stalker or something?
I guess?
I wonder why she didn't mention this before.
She said she just remembered.
Interesting. If he was watching her, then he probably knows something. But since he came here first, he must have been expecting her to come here. That means she definitely came here to meet someone. Try to find out how he knows about that.
Then how will I figure that out?
Why don't you just ask him?
Really?
I get the feeling you'll get something interesting if you ask.
I think Sarah is a corporate spy.
Really? What makes you think that?
I did some research on her. I borrowed Kizaki's computer and looked her up online.
And?
She used to work at Otten Engineering, a company that specialized in growing organs from cells. Biodev Imaging is currently trying to expand to do the same thing. She just resigned from Otten Engineering and now she's working for Biodev Imaging? You yourself said she was just a secretary, so clearly she's not working for these companies because she has a specific skill set needed for this line of work. She's probably after something that Biodev Imaging has.
That's one possibility.
One possibility?
The key here is to figure out who she's working for. For instance, she could have been working for Biodev Imaging by stealing information from Otten Engineering. If it's like that, then this could be a move by Otten Engineering to retrieve information before it winds up with Biodev Imaging. Or, conversely, she could have been working for Otten Engineering and stealing information from Biodev Imaging. In that case, anyone from Biodev Imaging now becomes a primary suspect. Of course, that doesn't rule out other motives, but this seems like the most logical one.
Is this one of those boy love VNs you're playing? No, it's not. No.
Corporations like this are cutthroat at best. It's always a race to see who can get results the fastest so they can get a larger market share or government grants.
I'm supposed to clear my name. and not be arrested for murder.
Rather than work together, they do whatever it takes to get ahead of the competition. And when they can't be vindicated through lawsuits and manipulation of the laws, they'll resort to darker practices. Looks like it's time to learn more about Auden engineering.
I am very happy about one thing. I don't need to voice everything in this one. So, that's a godsend. I don't really have any more I can tell you.
Alright.
Move to the main area. Talk to Kizaki. So, why were you following Sarah around?
What? I wasn't following her. We just happened to come in here at the same time.
Strange, when I mentioned her name earlier, didn't even know who she was. You could get arrested if that detective thinks you're obstructing his investigation, you know. Yeah, it's gotta be the guy that was wrong, because trophies are popping.
That's none of your business!
What? Everyone in the cafe is staring at us in surprise after Kizaki's sudden outburst.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lash out like that. But I really can't talk about Sarah right now. It's not what you think. Please, trust me.
Why can't you talk about Sarah? Kizaki glances around the room before he speaks.
It's not safe. I'm probably already in trouble just for telling you that much.
He leans in and lowers his voice.
Please, be careful.
Alright. Load. Tell me what happened, maybe I can help you.
I'm really not allowed to talk about it. It's not safe.
If you think I'm going to let it end with just that, you're wrong. In case you haven't noticed, someone is dead and you might have information that can help us figure out who the killer is. I'm not going to accept some ridiculous answer like, I can't talk about it right now.
But I...
No excuses. I grab Kizaki by the collar of his shirt and drag him into the side hallway.
Whoa, where are you two going?
The bathroom. I glare at Kizaki and he nods quickly in agreement.
Yeah, just going to the bathroom.
You're going in a pair? I thought only women did that sort of thing.
Just let us go.
Fine, go ahead. Just don't do anything stupid. I don't have enough handcuffs for everyone.
Warning duly noted. I open the door to the bathroom and Kizaki follows me timidly.
I'm not allowed.
Not allowed? Someone is dead, Kizaki. Do you not comprehend this? I don't care if you have some embarrassing secret or you made a promise or it's a matter of pride or anything stupid like that. All I care about is figuring out who killed this woman. So stop being so stubborn and just tell me what you know. Are you going to talk or not? Kizaki stares down at his hands before letting out a long sigh.
Auden Engineering.
What about them?
They're my current employer.
Current?
I work for an agency that specializes in information and investigation. I suppose you could call us private investigators. Sarah Blackmore recently stole some sensitive and important data from Auden Engineering. We were hired to retrieve it and find out who was buying it from her in the first place. We figured the drop point would be here, so I came here ahead of time to watch the handoff. At first, I thought you were supposed to be her contact, so I didn't want to tell you anything.
Does Detective Gursky know about this?
I think he has a rough idea. Our agency has had dealings with the police before. I don't think he approves of our methods very much, though.
Methods?
Well, we may or may not use techniques branded as unscrupulous, specifically concerning the manner in which we receive certain information from various electronic sources.
So you're hackers?
What? No, of course not. Well, I'm not at least. I'm the footwork guy. I do a lot of the physical investigation, like coming here today.
I suppose your agency is really in a state of panic right now, huh?
Yeah, we're really scrambling right now. Even though Sarah's dead, we still don't know who she was selling to or where the USB drive holding the information is.
Seems like everyone's after that USB drive. I wonder what she even stole anyway. It must be a pretty big deal for people to want it this badly.
Can I go now?
What?
I really should get back. People might start getting suspicious otherwise.
Sure, you can go.
Thanks.
Wow, what an odd kid. He seems much too polite and awkward for this line of work. Then again, I suppose his awkwardness makes him seem less suspicious. I wonder how he even got roped into doing stuff like this in the first place. It doesn't seem like something he'd randomly volunteer for. Okay, move to the hallway. Move to the main area.
Hey, can we talk about something for a bit?
Sure, what's up?
Well, I don't really know if it's my place to say it, but I think I know who the killer is.
Oh. You do?
I've been thinking about what happened, you see, and there's something we missed. We keep thinking that it has to be someone here, but what if it's none of us?
What do you mean?
Well, even though I got here at 2 o'clock, what if the killer got here before me? He could have been hiding in the bathroom and I'd never know it. There's an exit door in the men's room. He could have used that to escape after he killed that woman.
That's what we were thinking earlier. But at the same time, it seems a little far-fetched that the killer is just a random person who hid in the bathroom. That's a good idea. You're probably right.
I'm glad you think so. I was worried that it might not make any sense.
Talk to Miss Bergstrom. What do you know about auto engineering?
Those 2-bit scientists? They couldn't deduce their way out of a paper bag. Everyone in the industry knows that all they do is manipulate the government to make laws and hand out grants in their favor. If they spent half the time they spend on bribing politicians on doing something useful like research, they'd probably have the cure for cancer by now.
I see you're not a fan.
Companies like BioDev Imaging are trying to do some real good, but we have to keep playing games with art and engineering just to get a place on the map. It's utterly ridiculous.
Okay. That's all I need for now.
I see.
Examine room. Look into the glass case filled with freshly made sandwiches. Sure enough, the 2 specials of the day are tapenade with avocado and turkey and brie. Kisaki was right. Jess is sitting near me, sending text to someone on her phone. I wonder what she's saying. Talk to Chance. What do you know about auto engineering?
Is it a car company?
Never mind. Who are you texting?
Huh? Oh, my boyfriend.
No. Didn't he break up with you?
That was a different boyfriend.
Right, sorry.
This one's a lot better. He's much smarter and he gives me anything I ask for. Even if he's a little bit older than me, I still love him.
Sounds more like she picked up a sugar daddy rather than a boyfriend. Wow.
I'll tell him everything that happened today so he can comfort me and help me feel better.
Are you sure it's okay to just tell him about it?
Of course it is. I wouldn't be able to stay this calm otherwise.
Yeah, but you're kinda at a crime scene. I'm fairly certain the police wouldn't want you broadcasting the details of a murder before they even solve it. A police that's taking hours to get here? Don't you think you're being a little too reliant on him? You're making it sound like you can't cope on your own.
You'll understand one day when you get a girlfriend of your own.
What?
You've never dated anyone before, have you?
Well, no, but...
Then you don't know what it's like.
Oof. Fair enough. I feel the burn. So she's definitely telling someone about everything going on in here, but somehow I doubt her boyfriend is the one giving me random hints. I suppose I should keep looking. Alright, I guess that's all I want to talk about for now.
Alright.
Talk to Kizaki? What do you know about autumn engineering?
They're the leaders in the industry, but some people claim they steal ideas from other companies. On the flip side, Auden Engineering has claimed repeatedly that other companies steal from them. In fact, they were just about to make a pretty big announcement, but it was suddenly pushed back for some reason. Personally, I think they're just a target of criticism because they're the biggest. They may not be perfect, but they're no worse than any other company.
Okay.
Alright then.
Move to the hallway, talk to Detective Gursky. What should I tell him? I've heard mixed reviews about autumn engineering.
How so?
Miss Bergstrom claims that they do nothing more than manipulate laws and bribe politicians. She's clearly not impressed by their business practices.
No surprise there. She has a major stake in a rival company, after all. What about the others?
Kizaki says that Autumn Engineering has come under fire for stealing from other companies, but they claim they're the ones being stolen from.
Naturally. And what does Chance think about all of this?
She thinks they're a car company.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Move to the men's restroom? Why are you here? As I enter the bathroom, I nearly run into Miss Bergstrom. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Miss Bergstrom shifts uncomfortably and fiddles with her watch for a moment. What are you doing here anyway?
Well, I had to use the restroom, and the women's one is off limits, naturally. Don't worry, I'm done.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
I suppose it depends on the question.
I was just wondering why you decided to work for Biodev Imaging. It seems like it's really important to you.
When I was younger, my father passed away due to heart failure. It was genetic, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. I wished there was a way to save him, but there wasn't any viable technology at the time. I work for Biodev Imaging because we're doing things for people. We're saving lives. If no one else has to go through what I went through, I'll be happy. Hopefully that's a suitable answer for you?
Yeah, I was just curious, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. Move to the hallway. Move to the main area. Examine room. Miss Bergstrom is working away on her smartphone, firing off one email after another. She must be pretty serious about her job. Talk to her. Who are you emailing?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just curious. I'm kinda surprised you're still working at a time like this.
The world doesn't stop spinning just because one person died.
Yikes, that's a cold outlook. Even if it is accurate.
If you must know, I'm emailing some partners in Germany, finishing a draft of a new policy for some of my coworkers, and rearranging my schedule to make up for a meeting I'm missing right now.
You sound busy.
I am. So, if you could leave me alone, I'd really appreciate it.
Right, sorry. Well, she's definitely writing a lot. She clearly isn't paying any attention to anything that's going on here. I suppose Miss Business isn't the one spying on me. Better keep looking.
I hope it helped.
That's all I need for now.
I hope it helped.
Move to the hallway.
Hey, Detective.
Oh, hey, the disembodied voice is back. It's been a while. I was starting to get worried.
I'm afraid I don't have much more I can offer you. You're on the inside, so you have all the keys. I know you've seen more than the rest of us can see. Try to remember. The last piece of the puzzle is there. Good luck.
Good luck, that's it? I'm not sure whether or not I should be offended that my mystery friend seems to have ditched me. But the truth is that even if I only have a fragment of Sarah's death, it's a lot more than anything else we got right now. Shut my eyes and focus on the last thoughts that Sarah had. I can't breathe. I can't open my mouth. There's something on my face that's stopping me from breathing. Is it a gag? No. It's actually holding my mouth shut. It's tape. I can smell it. The flower scent of the bathroom is strong, but it smells like duct tape. I twist my hands, but they're also taped together. And there's someone here with me, someone holding me down while I'm struggling. I can feel fingernails digging deep into my skin. One of them bleeds, bends as it digs into me. Twist around and I can feel it snap against my skin. That's it, that's the missing piece. I rush to the bathroom and quickly look into the trash can. Sure enough, there it is, stuck to the pile of duct tape. I noticed that before. I thought they were commenting on it after, and they never did. The thing I thought was a bit of red paint is actually a broken fingernail. The smudge next to it must be blood. I have my proof. I know who the killer is. I need to speak with Detective Gorski. I head back into the hallway, but he's nowhere to be found. I can hear his voice. Find Detective Gursky in the main area, taking down everyone's contact information. Detective!
Whoa, hey, I'm just getting everyone's number so we can call you later on.
No need for that, I figured it out.
Really?
Really? All the eyes in the room are suddenly focused on me.
What?
You mean you know who the killer is?
You figured it out?
Well, I figured out the major bits at least.
Well, you're going to need to fill in the gaps before you try to sell this as the absolute truth, but I'm willing to listen.
Let's go over what we know, starting with the timeline. You arrived around noon, so you were here before everyone else.
Right.
Of the rest of the people here, who arrived at the coffee shop first?
Let me make a save here on the first one, so I can try to fuck this up and get the bad thing. Let me blow my nose. I'll be back in a second. All right. So I'll keep following the guide and then try to mess around with this after. It was chance. You came in around 2 to work, right?
Sure did.
Alright, who came in after her?
It was Kizaki. He even saw Chance cleaning all the espresso machines after she argued with our manager.
That's right. The manager sounded pretty angry with her. He said she messes up like this too often.
Oops.
Alright, and after Kizaki, who came in?
It was the victim, Sarah. Chance and Kizaki both saw her come in.
And after that, but sometime before 2:40, Sarah was murdered. Then Miss Bergstrom came in and found you with the body.
Yeah, then there was all the yelling and accusing and all that other stuff.
So how was the victim killed?
She was suffocated.
With what?
Duct tape. The culprit used it to bind her as well as seal her mouth and nose. After she died, the killer removed all the duct tape and threw it away in the men's room.
That makes sense, but what about the knife?
Why was there a knife in her? It was meant to incriminate Chance. The culprit overheard their argument with her manager, so he or she knew the kitchen would be empty. After Sarah died, the culprit removed all the tape, snuck into the kitchen, stole a knife, and stabbed Sarah with it.
So who do you think the true culprit is?
Manual save 6. It was you, Detective Gursky.
What? Are you sure about that?
Of course I am. You're not really a detective, are you? It's too convenient. You're a random off-duty cop who just happens to be here.
Is that really so hard to believe?
Why isn't crime scene investigation here yet? What about other officers? You claimed to call them, but you never did. You've been leading us all on and using me to do your dirty work.
What? I don't even have a motive.
Detective Gursky's motive would be you wanted the information that Sarah stole. You were the person she was supposed to meet. The two of you met up, but she didn't give you the USB drive with the information on it. She told you she hid it somewhere and she'd tell you where it was after you paid her. Maybe she asked for more money. Either way, you had a disagreement. She tried to run and you stabbed her. You told me that the knife came from the kitchen to throw suspicion on Chance, but it was all you.
And do you have any proof of any of this?
Not exactly.
I really thought you had actually figured something out. For your information, no other officers are here because there was a huge accident on the highway nearby. Traffic is backed up for miles. Besides, what exactly would I do after all of this anyway? If I were an imposter, I wouldn't be able to keep the act up forever. Eventually, the real police would be notified. And then what? You've all seen my face. The police would have no problem tracking me down. Did you think this through at all? Why don't you just go sit down and wait for the cops to arrive? Because I promise they will. I really think you're done helping with this case.
Sorry, Detective. Seems like your deduction was a little off. You can go back to the final scene and try to nab the culprit, or you can end this case and start over, or go back to a saved game. If you're sure of what you're doing, go ahead and use your second chance. If not, you might want to start over and see if you can gather more clues. And load. It was someone else.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Huh? No doubt in my mind.
So then, who was it?
Someone else who ran away afterwards.
Someone else. But no one else came in.
It was someone who came in before Chance got here. The murderer hid in the bathrooms before Chance arrived. She didn't realize someone was there.
That does make sense.
Sarah went to meet him, and he killed her by suffocating her. Then he took her USB drive and ran away.
Well, what was his motive?
Why did he kill her? He wanted revenge. He was from auto engineering, and she stole from him.
That does make sense, I suppose. I guess we're back to square one, though. I'll be contacting you all later so we can take your statements, but I guess this is it for now.
I leaned back in the chair and relaxed. My muscles feel pretty weak. Even though what I said makes sense, I can't help but feel uneasy. Was it really just some random person? There are still pieces of the puzzle that don't fully fit. Surely this isn't it. Oh well, it's not exactly my problem anymore. The killer got away. It was Miss Bergstrom.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm positive.
What? That makes no sense. Why would I do something like that?
Sarah stole from auto engineering for you, but something went wrong with the deal.
You think I'd do something as dirty as hiring a corporate spy?
I glance over at Kizaki, but he doesn't make eye contact. Well, let's put it this way. I have a testimony that Sarah did in fact steal information from Autumn Engineering. And considering the situation, I believe that she came here to deliver that information. The USB drive that held the information is nowhere to be found, which leads me to believe that whoever she was supposed to meet with did meet up with her. Biodev imaging is still a new face in the life cell marketplace. I'm sure a little kickstart from the competition's research files couldn't hurt. You're the only person here with ties to Biodev. You wish to deny asking Sarah to steal information for you?
In case you forgot, I was the last person in. Sarah was already dead by the time I got here.
Yes, that wasn't your first time here today. You came here before Chance arrived. You come here often enough that you know when her shift starts, so you came before she did, so that she wouldn't see you. You hid in the bathroom to wait for Sarah. When you heard Chance and her manager arguing, you suddenly got the idea to frame Chance. You knew the manager and Chance would both be out of the kitchen, so it was a golden opportunity to plant evidence that only Chance should have had access to. You killed Sarah's plan, then removed all the duct tape, planted the knife, and escaped through the door in the man's room.
That sounds like a solid theory, but then why did she bother to come back? Isn't it more incriminating for her to return?
That's what's been bothering me for a long time, but I thought about it and I finally understand why she came back. Your false nails.
What?
I found one in the bathroom already, stuck to that huge pile of duct tape that you used to kill Sarah. She fought hard when you restrained her and your nail broke off in the struggle. Unfortunately, you didn't notice until after you had escaped. You replaced it with a new one, but then you noticed that you were bleeding. The police would now have your DNA as proof that you were the murderer. With Sarah's line of work and her recent job, they were bound to consider you as a suspect at some point in time. You knew you had to get rid of it immediately. You couldn't return through the emergency exit, so you had to take a chance and come in from the front. Unfortunately, when you came back, I had already discovered the body, so you decided to try to frame me instead. Jennifer stands in shock for a few seconds. With a sudden burst of energy, she pushes me aside and races for the door.
Wait!
Kizaki races after her and grabs her by the wrist.
Let go of me!
She spins around and slaps him in the face. He winces and stumbles back a few steps. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Miss Bergstrom is already heading toward the front door, but Detective Gursky steps in her path.
That's enough.
She skids to a halt and desperately searches the room for another exit, but I'm already blocking her passage to the hallway. She sighs and shakes her head resignedly.
I'm such a fool. Running is the biggest proof of guilt, no? I suppose I should have seen this coming. Fine. I confess. It's just as you said.
She pulls up her sleeve and unstraps the watch around her wrist.
This is the USB drive. Everything on it belongs to Auden Engineering.
Detective Gursky takes it from her with a nod. Why did you even do it in the first place?
That greedy woman came to me today saying that someone else had offered her even more money for the information that I hired her to steal. She said that I'd have to pay a much higher price if I was still interested, and that I should meet her here to make the exchange. People like her are the reason the world is hurting so much. Because of her greed, dying people are being denied the care they need. She got what she deserved.
How can you say that?
What?
You have no right to decide who deserves to live and who deserves to die. You spoke so fondly of saving lives and doing good in this world, but you were so quick to shed the blood of another. You say that it's for the greater good, but it was really just for yourself, wasn't
I
it?
just thought that.
Her voice trails off. I open my eyes slowly, struggling to maintain my composure. I know you thought you were doing the right thing, but there is nothing in this world that will make the weight of killing someone go away. You're going to spend the rest of your life with that burden, desperately trying to find a way to make the guilt disappear. I'm sorry. Outside the window, a police car with flashing lights pulls up. Detective Gursky pulls out a pair of handcuffs and snaps them gently on Miss Bergstrom's wrists before leading her outside. I sink down into a chair and lean back. I feel so drained. I wish I could just go to sleep and not wake up for at least a year. Kizaki?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, actually, my name is Naoki.
Naoki, huh? You look different.
That's sort of the point. Of a disguise, I mean.
The disguise? He may have changed his appearance, but he doesn't seem to have changed his personality at all. Looks like the whole shy guy thing wasn't an act. In fact, he seems even shyer now. Was there something you wanted?
Yes, actually. We need to talk.
About what?
We have a little bit of a problem with this case.
Problem? What do you mean?
Well, the job I was originally given was to retrieve the USB drive and to find who wanted the information from On Engineering in the first place.
The police have the USB drive now, so it's as good as safe, and Miss Bergstrom already confessed to hiring Sarah. What's the problem?
Miss Bergstrom said that Sarah claimed someone else was interested. If this third party really is after the info, we need to know.
Third party is involved. I suppose that would explain why Sarah had an ID for biodev imaging. She was likely hired to steal research from them as well. Still, all this corporate backstabbing doesn't really have anything to do with me, and I'd really like to get away from this place as soon as possible. Well, that's all very interesting, but I don't see why you're bothering to tell me any of this.
We think your ability might be useful in figuring out the third party.
I quickly glance around the coffee shop. Everyone else has gone already, but I lower my voice anyway. How do you know about that?
You're not the only one with extra abilities, you know.
So you...
I have a perfect memory. I remember everything around me. Sights, sounds, smells, everything. Once I experience it, I remember it forever.
So earlier, when I asked you about this, what this place sells, to see if you really were a regular customer here...
I lied. I've never been to this coffee shop before in my life. I can recite the entire menu for you if you want, though.
It wouldn't be necessary. I suppose I should have been suspicious when you answered so specifically. A normal customer would say something like $1 or $2 rather than give an exact price.
It's really useful for missions where I have to follow and observe.
I suppose I have you to thank for the voice in my head giving me information about Sarah as well?
Actually, that was my boss.
Your boss? So you're the one who was leaking information about me. All that time chatting online, you were just telling your boss what I was up to.
Guilty as charged. But it really would be a good thing if you could work with us. Would that be okay with you?
I don't know. I'd really rather have as little to do with this as possible. Honestly, I don't know why your boss thinks you need my help anyway.
You got it all wrong, Detective.
Aki!
At the entrance of the cafe stands a figure stunningly similar to Naoki. Well, except for a couple obvious differences. Right. I know the couple. The young girl trails at her side, peering cautiously into the cafe at me. Maki, am I to assume that you're the boss that Naoki speaks of? She smirks as she looks me over, sizing me up.
It would really mean a lot if you agreed to work with us. But just so you're clear, we don't need your help. You need ours.
Alright. So, the first case, huh? Where's the next? Kansei, the second turn. They're out on PC, but not on PlayStation. What am I supposed to do now? Everyone is running away from something in this world. Kansei is an interactive story game produced by Sake Visual and the sequel to the murder mystery game Jisei. The story follows the journey of a teenager with the ability to relieve the death of any corpse he touches. He finds himself tangled in another murder case when the owner of a high-profile corporation dies under mysterious circumstances. This time, however, he's forced to team up with a group of kids with abilities as strange as his own. Unfortunately, these new teammates might be more dangerous than the killer they're hunting. Everyone has something to hide, and the past never stays hidden for long. Interrogate suspects before the house of the wealthy, the deceased, and unearth the secrets of others while you try to keep your own hidden. Okay. I'd play that if it was on PlayStation. For sure. Alright. Wait, what? That's weird. So the trophy that didn't pop, there's another guide for it to pop somewhere else, so I guess that's normal that it didn't pop. Anyway, well, the next runs would be just a lot of skipping, so I think that's it. We got the good ending, so I'm happy about that, and I'm probably leaving it at that for the purpose of the stream. And instead, we can play something else. I have to leave soon. What should we play? Alright. So, I'm going to take a break, kill the stream, and then come back with a different game. So I will see you in a bit.